If you're bothered by a double chin, or you want to try to tighten looser skin around your jaw and neck, or you want to slow those things happening in the first place, then there are a few exercises that I'm about to share that I do most days at home to try to help keep these areas as toned as possible in my 50s, and that are quick and easy to do as well. I'm Clare Johnston, and if you're new to the channel, I'm a journalist on a mission to help you and me age well, look and feel good for longer. I do that on YouTube, on my website, honest.scot, and on podcast platforms. And if I've learned anything, it's that topical home treatments will only do so much for your skin, and to make a real difference, we also have to look at making improvements from within by building our muscle, which in turn has been proven in studies to increase dermal thickness. And remember, loss of bone as we age is also contributing to sagging skin and jowls. So by strengthening muscles, it causes them to pull harder on our bones to help support their density. When it comes to our necks, they are particularly susceptible to sagging precisely because they don't typically get much exercise. So we're about to change that. I started exercising the muscles in my face and neck last year, not long after I stepped up my wider strength building regimen, because I wanted to tone and build my muscles head to toe. And another big advantage of exercising and strengthening the muscles in our necks and faces is that we improve blood flow, boosting the supply of nutrients to our cells, which increases production of collagen and elastin. So I'm going to show you 4 quick exercises I do and where I took them from to help keep muscles and skin strong and toned. Alongside doing these exercises around 4 times a week, I also use red light to help energize my skin cells, a facial roller to get blood flowing to my skin, and I use a microcurrent device every other day because it contracts and relaxes facial muscles, which really helps with toning. I've used Zip microcurrent devices independently for the last couple of years now, and that's why I'm happy to feature Zip as a sponsor on today's episode. My favorite is the Zip Halo because it's versatile and effective for toning and improving your overall complexion, including reducing redness, breakouts, and pigmentation, making it a go-to solution for tightening as well as other skin concerns. It uses microcurrent to stimulate muscles and nanocurrent, which mimics electrical impulses sent from your brain to your skin cells to prompt repair and renewal. I'll include a link below in the description if you want to check it out alongside my 10% discount code ZIPCLARE. With the Zip Halo, you can use an app to select a treatment plan suited to your own preferences, which include video tutorials. When you select the treatment, it's sent to your device and you just follow along. The Zip Halo is programmed with a 4-minute nanocurrent and microcurrent facial called the Lift, which you can use with or without the app. And for a jaw and neck lift, Zip recommend alternating between the Lift and their founder's favorite treatment, which only uses nanocurrent. And by alternating those treatments up to 6 times a week, you should see noticeable results within 3 weeks. I can tell you that having slacked off my routine over the holidays recently, I started to notice my skin losing a little elasticity, particularly around my problem eyelid area. So I'm back using my Zip every other day, and I do see the improvement. So it's an important part of the mix of interventions I use to slow and control the loss of skin elasticity as we age. Also included in the description, you'll find a link to my full skincare routine, which covers the devices I use along with when I use them. And for the exercises I'm about to run through, I do 2 when I sit in front of my red light panel every other morning. I do a 3rd as part of my home workout 4 days a week, and I do the 4th in front of the TV most nights. So let's start with the exercises I do in front of my red light panel. The first is an air kissing movement I learned from facial massage coach Claire McLean, who appeared on the channel a little over a year ago, and I'll link to that tutorial below. And this one, you're going to feel working the muscles under your chin. And with this exercise, I am tilting my head back slightly and just pushing out my bottom lip in an upward motion to feel a very satisfying stretch right under my chin. And you can really feel this exercise working. I do 2 sets of 20 of these with a minute in between. The second exercise I do in front of my red light panel means you have to pull a funny face. And I picked this one up along with one of the other exercises I'm going to share from a Drberg video, which I'll also link below. Now, if you've not heard of Drberg, he's a chiropractor and hugely popular educator with no less than 13 million YouTube followers. And I decided to try out a couple couple of his recommended face and neck exercises, and they've been a great addition to my routine. So for the first one, you have to pull both sides of your mouth into a downward grimace, which I repeat around 10 times for 2 sets. Now this one's a little bit awkward to do, and it took me a bit of practice to work both sides equally because my right side was easier to pull down than my left. And it does make you look very silly, but you can really see and feel the muscles working on either side of your neck and up through the jaw as well. So it's an important one. The next one I picked up from Drberg is especially helpful because it not only exercises your chin, but it strengthens the front and back of your neck. And I often get tense muscles around my neck and shoulders due to poor posture when I'm sitting at my laptop. And this exercise has been helpful in strengthening those muscles and reducing the headaches I've been getting from that neck tension. So I do this exercise as part of my overall strength training workout. And to do it, I lie on my back on a bench, but you could do this just by dangling your head off the side of your bed. And you're literally just pulling your head up from a tilted back position and drawing it up to your chest in a neck curl, and then just repeating that movement. I started with 10 reps and I now do about 15 of those curls for 2 sets with a rest in between. And like I say, it's a great one to do, not just to tackle a double chin, but you're going to get a lot of benefit from strengthening your neck too. So this, along with the kissing motion, is my favorite exercise. Finally, to maintain the muscle in my jaw, and this also helps maintain a toned jawline, I use a very cheap, low resistance jaw exerciser made from silicone, which I bought on Amazon. Now, the story around this is a little more complicated because I've spoken in the past on the channel about struggling with TMJ pain, which is pain in my jaw joint that I feel just in front of my ears. And for a while, this was giving me a lot of intermittent pain, and a doctor had told me I'd probably require surgery. But a couple of years back, I was sent an Auralift device to review on the channel, which is an aesthetic tool. And it looks a bit like a mouth guard. It sits on top of your lower teeth and you have to wear it for periods of time, keeping your top teeth away from the device so you're creating an open space in your mouth. And the idea is you use it for a couple of months and then take a few months off. And it's not designed to treat jaw pain. It's intended to retrain your facial muscles by changing the position of your jaw, with the idea being that it should have a lifting effect on your skin. Now, the unintended consequence for me was that it did really help with the TMJ pain. So I continue to use the Auralift on and off, and I'll link below to the details about it, along with my review video if you want to check it out. And in between times, I cautiously use a jaw exerciser when I'm watching TV at night, and I use one that has low resistance, and I just do 3 sets of about 30 reps and 90 seconds apart, just to gently work and strengthen the muscles, which also helps keep your jawline in check. Now, if you have TMJ problems, you have to be very careful because just suddenly using a jaw exerciser or any other device could do more harm than good. So the best idea is, of course, to talk to a doctor or a dentist about any pain or other joint issues you're experiencing, because what helped me may not necessarily help you. So it's important to get professional advice. But for me, strengthening my jaw muscles has brought multiple benefits, including reducing the clicking in my jaw that was causing so many problems. So it's become an important part of my routine. Now, for those with already very visible signs of sagging around the chin and neck, are these exercises going to make as big a difference as cosmetic surgery? No, and neither are exercises going to completely stop the effects of aging on our skin, but you can slow the effects down and you can make visible improvements too, in my experience. Before I finish, I wanted to flag another technique which some of my viewers, including one who I interviewed on this channel, have seen good improvements with, and it's particularly focused on the neck. And the idea is to use a massage technique that involves buffing the neck with a damp rolled up towel. So I will link to that video that I did on that for you below as an additional option as well. And it goes without saying that nutrition is another huge factor in bone, muscle and skin health, and making sure you're eating enough protein to help build muscle. With that in mind, also linked below, you'll find an interview I did recently with Doctor of Physical Therapy Chris Bocher, who sets out some brilliant tips for building strength at home, including around nutrition. And for more inspiration, follow my parents' journey on this channel because they've just started strength training in their 80s. For more advice and information around how to age well, head over to my website honest.scot, and if you scroll down to the bottom of any page, you can sign up to my monthly newsletter where I round up all my latest content so you don't miss out. But for now, thanks for being here today.